So good morning all. Today we are going to see the topic on regulation of respiration. So before going for the topic, I am going to say a case study about regulation of respiration. So once there was a male, he was traveling on the bike. He met with an accident. But that doesn't happen anything. He doesn't have any injuries, any major injuries. But he has a fear and anxiety at the side because of a fall. Okay? He got a fear and anxiety. So when you get a fear, what will the symptoms will be?
Sweating.
Very good. Sweating will be there, shivering will be there, and this leads to increased respiration. So he has an hyperventilation. Okay, so he has an hyperventilation. So once he have at the rest period for some time, this hyperventilation has been corrected on his own after 5 minutes. Some other persons have came and they have given some water to him, so he was settled at the position and that hyperventilation has been settled down. Okay. How that hyperventilation happens and how it settled down is called as regulation of respiration. Okay. So the condition happened is hyperventilation. The condition is hyperventilation. What will happen at hyperventilation means increased respiration. So that he inhaled more amount of O2, he inhaled more amount of O2 and exhaled more amount of CO2 and exhaled more amount of CO2. So his body will lose CO2. Why? Because CO2 is going more out. So what will happen at this time is your brain will recognize the amount of CO2 present. Okay. So brain will recognize more amount of CO2 is going out of his body. Then the information from this goes to the brain. So in brain we have 4 nucleus. Okay, which are the respiratory centers. What are they? Dorsal group of neurons, ventral group of neurons, amniotic neuron and hemodynamic neurons. So all these centers will be activated. How many centers?
4 centers.
So this 4 centers is activated because of increased CO2 exhalation. Because the patient is giving out more CO2, this is recognized by the brain. Brain will send and command to one organ which can able to control the respiration. Which organ? Brain will send an information to which organ to control the amount of CO2. Very good. It will send the information to lungs. So brain will send an command to the lungs. In lungs, it will send the information to the respiratory muscles. Respiratory muscles will start relaxing. Once it relaxes, the amount of CO2 will be decreased. All this happens within a short duration of time. Because he has a fear, he has an anxiety, so that only he went to a hyperventilation. Hyper means high, ventilation means increased respiration. So hyperventilation is corrected with the help of brain. Brain has 4 centers that will stimulate the respiratory muscles. Respiratory muscles will start relaxing, that will reduce the CO2 exhalation. So automatically the patient will come for normal ventilation. So this recognition of increased CO2 exhalation is done by chemoreceptors. Who will do this? Chemoreceptors. Chemo means chemical. So these chemical receptors have a capacity to find out the excess loss of CO2 in the blood and CSF. CSF means cerebrospinal fluid. So it will recognize the changes of CO2 in the blood and the CSF. So automatically the chemoreceptors will be activated. So the chemoreceptor is a thing which will activate the brain. Okay, so chemoreceptors will activate the brain. Automatically the brain will send the commands to lungs. So the input is given by chemoreceptor to the center. From the center, the output is going to lungs. Output is going to lungs and the lungs started controlling the respiration. This is called as chemoreceptors. Chemoreceptors is of two types. One is central and the one is peripheral. The central chemoreceptors are directly present on the brain and the peripheral chemoreceptors are present on the heart, on the surface of the heart. Where we have seen all the chemoreceptors and baroreceptors of the heart, that area is already presented with the peripheral chemoreceptors. That is the aortic and the carotid part of the heart as in peripheral chemoreceptors. So all this mechanism is based on the amount of CO2 exhaled. Okay, it is not mainly concentrating on amount of oxygen. It is mainly concentrating on amount of CO2 is exhaled out of the body. The same mechanism will happen if the patient is under hypoventilation.